Hey folks, if you saw earlier today, I fed Scruffy an unexpected lunch. So I left the blinds open all afternoon, so he came back and he's been sitting there. So I'm going to open the door now. Hello again, Scruffy. How you doing? So I wasn't sure if you're going to show up for dinner since I gave you a meal. So it's kind of a meow. So you can see behind him there's a piece of fur. So I think it's that dreadlock that he's been dragging around for the past few weeks. I think he finally shed that. Been finding all sorts of small bits of shedded fur everywhere. That's the largest piece I've seen so far. Ready for dinner, Scruffy? So we got your hearty cuts again with real chicken and beef and kibble. So I gave you chicken skin this afternoon, or for lunch. So I'm not going to give you any more chicken skin tonight, maybe tomorrow. Sound good? Okay then, so I guess I'll pick up the plate and bring it out. Okay, so I got the food. Maybe this. Okay, I'll let you stretch first. So got a dreadlock there. Okay, so I'm gonna put the food on the table. No. Didn't mean to scare you. Not that I actually did anything. You keep breaking the routine. Usually you sit on the mat when I bring out the food. You don't move first. Okay, so I'm gonna change your water. And since we're here, yeah, there's that big giant piece of fur. Okay, so oops. Okay, put the new water in. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna sit in the chair and get the glove on. Okay. Okay, came right to the glove. Didn't meow tonight. But yeah, I wasn't sure if he was gonna be into more petting since we did this for lunch today. And since I gave him food, so it's been a long time since I fed him twice a day, but if you recall, when I used to feed him twice a day, he would not be receptive one of the meals, as if I was feeding him too much and he wasn't interested in food anymore. Usually the lunch sessions were the worst. So I was actually surprised that he showed up for lunch today. He had a little jerk back there, that worried me a little. But yeah, he's actually pretty deep into the rubbing, the head strokes. So yeah, he's kind of into it. So, is that a cough? So I guess I should recap for those who might have not seen the previous episode. I think I'm going to split them into two different episodes. But basically, today, so we're in the midst of a heat wave. and I decided that I wanted to use my sun oven today because I've been having a craving for chicken for like the last half week, and I'm kind of finally at a day where I feel entitled to a cheat meal. And since we're in the middle of a heat wave, might as well take advantage of the sun and use my sun oven. And then I also avoid heating up the house. So, ironically, even though we're still in the heat wave, we actually had clouds today, and so it's actually cooler than they predicted. Still warm, but yeah, it was cooler than predicted, and because there are clouds that actually can interfere with the sun oven. But the forecast cleared for the afternoon, so we get pretty much clear skies. So I figured, well, I might as well do it. So I took a look to see if Scruffy was out here first, just to see if I'd be scaring him or not. Didn't see him at all. So I went out and prepared my sun oven assembly. So basically I have a little folding table, it's actually a big folding table, I put out so I can basically put my sun oven on top of it, unobstructed by trees and other obstacles. And so I was getting the table out, and then I was getting the sun oven out, and there were spiders inside. The whole thing was closed up, so I don't know how they got in there. So I had to clean up the webs, and there were actually a couple living spiders in there, so I had to clean them out too. And then there's a loud motor there. I think that startled him. Okay, came right back to me. Wow, that was an aggressive rub. So I was a little worried, but yeah, he's into it. Oh, nice headbutt there. Oops, I think I knocked him over. So anyway, then I came back inside and I started preparing the food. So they're special pots that you use for the sun oven. So I was preparing my chicken and also some rice. Rice is probably a bad idea, but whatever. So anyway, I'm ready to bring out the food, put it in the oven, and suddenly I see Scruffy is sitting at my door, as if he's expecting a meal. So I started filming, and yeah, we basically did a mini petting and meal. I gave him a piece of chicken skin from the chicken thighs I was making. So normally, when I don't cut up the chicken skin, he steals the chicken skin and runs away with it and eats it somewhere else. And so after I pet him, I gave him the chicken skin, and he ran off with it, and that was the end of him. So later that afternoon, I was attending to my sun oven because I have to constantly rotate it to keep it pointed at the sun and adjust the angle. And I did see Scruffy one time sleeping under the table where the sun oven is. And when I came out, he was not pleased to see me, and so he ran under the deck. And then later on, when I rotated it again, he was now hanging out here in front of the door on the mat, just kind of lying. And once again, he was not thrilled to see me. He was kind of terrified. I kept my distance. He hid near that blue recycle bin, and he basically was spying on me behind it. So he was not happy to see me. And then for the rest of the afternoon, he kind of parked himself in front of the door, sleeping, and I think, yeah, wait for dinner. So I guess he wanted another meal. But yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, he was so friendly, both earlier today and still now. So usually he gets less friendly after a meal. So I didn't expect to be able to do what we're doing right now. And I didn't think he'd be into it. But yeah, this is good. So I guess small amount of progress. Okay, Scruffy, let's get you your food, okay? You want your food, right? Don't have to hiss. Want your food? Or do you want your pets? I think you want your food. So I'm just gonna brush you. So your fur's a mess. Okay. So yeah, that piece of dreadlock that was hanging on that side is gone, so I think it's that big piece over there. But yeah, there's still a piece kind of hanging there, so he's gonna have to shed that too. So yeah, he's starting to get antsy. I'm almost done. Okay, I'm done. So yeah, that piece there, and then for reference, yeah, that's my sun oven and table over there. So he was sleeping under that table at one point this afternoon. So I'm hoping my chicken is cooked. I think it's cooked, but yeah, I hope it's not overcooked. So I cooked it late in the afternoon, and fortunately in the later part of the afternoon we got enough trees that it obstructs the sun, so I can't cook really late in the afternoon. But I think I had just enough time to cook everything. And then my hope was that I could just leave it in the oven and it would basically stay warm but not dry out the chicken. So one of the things that they boast about the sun oven is generally things don't dry out. I found that's not completely true, but to some extent there is a truth behind it. It kind of depends on what you're cooking and how much sun you get. So I'm hoping that because the sun was basically starting to be obstructed as my cooking was done, that it will stay moist and not get overcooked and dry. But yeah, we'll find out. So my plan is to recover my food after Scruffy eats, and I'll have my chicken dinner, which I've been craving for like a week now. Another piece of trivia, the last time I've had chicken was I think over a month ago, because I remember one of the very first days I started him on the earth treatment for worms, I gave him chicken skin. And so that was the last time I had chicken. So it's been a while for me. So Scruffy's been eating better than I have. So the weather is supposed to heat up again for the next 2 days. So the next 2 days will be the last part of the heat wave. Though it's not going to be as hot as the beginning, the first half of the heat wave. So it shouldn't be too bad. And then after that, the forecast really has a big temperature drop, and the temperatures actually look closer to winter, spring than spring, summer. So yeah, we're starting to get closer to summer than spring, but we're still in spring. But yeah, the temperature drop we're going to get looks more like late winter, early spring. So yeah, really funny weather we're having. But yeah, I don't mind. I really like some cooler weather. I'm still worried about my trees dying, so cooler weather will probably help and give me a chance to give them another watering. And they can try to retain some of that water since it was hot. So I went for my interval runs today, and I tried out my new hat and shirt. So I bought because I've been getting fried by the sun, I decided to buy a running hat, one that can deal with sweat and try to protect me to some degree from the sun, and also stay on my head even if there's a gust of wind. And then a shirt with long sleeves, but designed for sun. So it's supposed to give you sun protection, equivalent, I think, to like SPF 50. And yeah, it has long sleeves, so my arms have been getting fried. So it just came yesterday. So today is my first chance running with it. Since I was doing intervals today, it's a shorter run, and since it was a little cooler today, it was not full blast with the sun, but it's a good trial run. And yeah, I think these things are going to work out really well. I was really happy with the hat. I was thinking, gee, I should have did this a year ago. And then I think the shirt, I think, is actually going to work out really well. So it didn't feel too hot. And yeah, I can feel like, yeah, my skin was being protected. So probably I'll keep trying it, but I think I'm going to have to buy more. Okay, I think Scruffy's hiding from me, so I guess that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.